By afternoon, a high will be 48 degrees. Early Friday, a lingering shower or flurry, otherwise partly cloudy with a high of 48. From WTAJ, your weather authority, I'm meteorologist Christy Shields for News Talk 970 AM and 106.3 FM WBLF.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school with your children. We say the Pledge of Allegiance together. You see me around the neighborhood and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm one out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger. This problem is closer than you think. My teacher tells me we can grow up to be whatever we want. I want to grow up to be someone who doesn't go to bed hungry. There's enough food in this country to feed everybody. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me, quietly struggling with hunger. Together, we are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Today, you ate Greek yogurt. You took the train. You wondered why people spend so much time reading celebrity blogs. You read a celebrity blog. You planned a workout. You skipped it. You did all the things that one normally does the day before a devastating earthquake shakes the community to the ground. You never know when the day before is the day before. Prepare for tomorrow at ready.gov/today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Dana on News Talk 970 WBLF.
Drink it in, ladies.
Again, Matt? Really? It's the 3rd time this week. Did your mommy give you those? Oh, wow. Stop it. You're making me lactate.
Yeah, get it while it lasts.
Ooh, it's a pervalanche. Look out below. Everyone take shelter. The pervalanche. So, welcome to the show, by the way. I'm Dana Lash, at DLash on Twitter, official Dana Lash on Facebook. And so Matt Lauer was fired pretty unceremoniously this morning. I guess it was this morning, NBC Today show. So right as they went on air, apparently they got an email. Matt was touching no-no parts at the Sochi Olympics, and so they had to let him go. And that is, they sent it right right before they went on air. Savannah Guthrie had to read the statement. Listen to this. This is audio soundbite 24, discussing his termination.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Today. And Hoda's here with me this morning because this is a sad morning here at Today and at NBC News. Just moments ago, NBC News Chairman Andy Lack sent the following note to our organization. Dear colleagues, on Monday night, we received a detailed complaint from a colleague about inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace by Matt Lauer. It represented, after serious review, a clear violation of our company's standards. As a result, we have decided to terminate his employment. While it is the first complaint about his behavior in the over 20 years he has been at NBC News, we were also presented with reason to believe this may not have been an isolated incident.
Look at that. May not have been an isolated incident. Well, so there have been stories going around about Matt Lauer for a really long time. Apparently, his wife, they had a very horrible divorce, and she called him senseless and cold and a manipulative, horrible man. And the story was that he was screwing everything that had 2 legs, and just sort of completely inconsiderate of his wife or how it would play out in public or in the press. And so that was out there for a long time. And then there's the story of the brutal way in which she treated Ann Curry. Now, back in October, she had tweeted #MeToo. I know there's so much drama coming out of this. Days of Our Today. It's the new soap opera. Today's of Our Lives. And so I think that more is probably going to come out over this. Now, here's something else interesting. His booker was also fired for inappropriate conduct. Yeah, Matt Zimmerman. He was fired for inappropriate conduct. I mean, it's legit raining men, y'all. It is raining men. It's the pervalanche. That's what it is. Because it's not just no, that's the wrong one. That's April March's Chick Habit. That was for later. No, Garrison Killier. He's like that perpetually looking frumpy dude with mushroom hair. I don't know. His hair is frumpy. He's like just a disheveled little Lord Fauntleroy. Anyway, he's Minnesota Public Radio. He was fired over apparently inappropriate sexual conduct too. So it's legit raining men. It's a. Why is there all this happening? What are you guys doing? Stop it! Stop it! Come on, guys. But all right, stop. So this it's a complete and total pervalanche here, and this is Garrison Killier. He was fired over improper behavior, and it said so. Now, who else is going to come forward? Because I think this is going to start happening in threes, like celebrity deaths. So you're going to have 3 dudes in a perval. I think it's going to be threes now. I think maybe we should start taking bets on who's going to be the next dude that gets in trouble for grabbing boobs and butts. I don't know. But so now this dude's let go. Matt Lauer is fired. There's also, I'm going to pull this up. This didn't age well. Don't you think, Kane? I don't believe that this aged well. So he had interviewed Bill O'Reilly, who had some serious issues of his own. But I want you to listen to this because this was happening while apparently all this stuff was brewing. Check it.
And that happened back in 2015. And I just want to mention the two things can be mutually exclusive. She could have filed a false report in 2000, and I don't. She could have filed a false report in 2015 and still be telling the truth about you.
Look, anything's possible. All right, but it goes to credibility, doesn't it? All right. If you look at the in totality, this was a hit job. A political and financial hit job.
Is this a vast left-wing conspiracy?
No, vast, and don't be sarcastic.
Well, I mean, but you know, I was the one that Hillary Clinton said that to here 20 years ago.
We're going to be able to prove what we say. There are more things to come. All right. This was Media Matters.
So
the Bonner Group.
Who's going to interview Matt Lauer about this? Who's going to interview Matt Lauer? Because he just got rocked right out of the Today Show, and that's a pretty big deal. I mean, yeah, Charlie Rose, Steve says. Charlie Rose? Seriously, think about it. Charlie Rose. Who else was it, Ken? There was Charlie Rose, some other dude. I'm not talking about Al
Charlie
Franken.
Rose should interview Matt Lauer and just talk about their perviness.
Yes, right? They should have a perv off.
And then Skype in Bill O'Reilly.
A perv off.
New NBC reality show.
Perv off.
Perv off. The new hot show for NBC.
Or a mace spray.
Now, Variety says, Matt Cooper reminds on Twitter, Variety says that there were several women that were apparently making these allegations. And that because the story was brewing, they wanted to get out in front of it. Now, I want you to go back to Ronan Farrow, who's actually been doing really good work on all of this. Ronan Farrow, when he was the one who blew apart the Weinstein scandal. And this, he worked for NBC at the time all this was happening. And he had to actually release his story through, what was it, New York Post, New York Daily News, because NBC wouldn't touch it. NBC didn't want anything to do with it. He had to even actually hire, out of his own pocket, a camera and lighting crew to go and interview individuals for his story. And he followed up with a second piece on it as well. Absolutely devastating allegations. NBC didn't want to touch it. He went on MSNBC and talked about it.
Hey, friends, and a pleasant good evening. Welcome to Lions Live. Getting a little late kickoff here tonight. Talking to the Grizz, Jimmy Ketty. My name's Skip Drabelbiss here. We're the only network built by the players, feed the fans on a Wednesday night here. Lots to talk about here in the Penn State world of football. Jimmy, we have Coach Moorhead taking off. We got a great win here against Michigan, wrapping up the season and waiting to go to another good bowl game this year. Wow, where do we start? I guess probably best thing to do is just give a little recap of our game, and we have some picks and stuff to make, so it's going to be a lot of fun tonight, Jimmy.
Let's start off with Coach Moorhead.
Oh, you want to go there right away? All right. And what are you thinking about
that? I'm excited for him. You know, I was watching, I actually followed Mississippi State today on Twitter. They seem to be excited about him and stuff. I watched he had a Periscope out there where he was, you know, walking around the campus and stuff, and he's excited. If you go to his Twitter page already, he already has Mississippi State head football coach in his bio. He already changed all the Penn State stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I looked at that. Oh, he's moving fast.
He's shaking and baking, man.
But you know what? What I love about it and watching him do all that already is to see, just to show just that quick how committed he is to the program. And it also helps with recruiting and everything else. Between today, he got hired, and everyone who looks up his name will see head football coach, et cetera, and so on. So it's definitely a well-deserved position. It's not just about what he's done and so on, and with the way the offense and stuff has been moving and stuff, but he's just a great guy. I like all the guys that, you know, Coach Franklin have on staff and so on. They all bring something amazing to the table and stuff. So to see him actually get his just due is just awesome, you know, because I think Mississippi State is going to be, you know, obviously I don't see them as being a top 10 school in terms of the top 25. I don't see them being the top 10 school, you know, maybe this upcoming year or the year after. But I think within the next 3 to 5 years, he should have, you know, them competing and so on, because they already play tough defense. You know, so I'm excited to see what he brings to the program.
Well, we definitely wish him all the best. We thank him for all he did here at Penn State, and you know, we just wish him all the best there with that, as long as he doesn't take any of our recruits, you know.
Hey, you know what I was thinking? Because I read an article earlier this week, obviously prior to him getting the job, and we were talking about Tommy Stevens making a decision on if he was going to return and so on, because, you know, obviously McSorley, we all believe that he's going to return and come back. But I was reading that because Tommy Stevens will be a graduate, that he doesn't have to sit out with NCAA rules. So I'm not sure of the situation and so on, but given that Coach Moorhead I don't know what Mississippi State quarterback situation looked like, but I was thinking, like, wow, how awesome or how great, how bad for us to a point would it be if Tommy Stevens actually went with him and became the, starting quarterback, et cetera. What do you guys think about that?
Wow, that's all I could say.
Yeah, wow. Because he graduates this spring.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
He wouldn't have to sit out.
No. I mean, there's so much stuff to think through here with what's going on with the team. We only briefly touched on last week about the idea of Penn State buying an insurance policy on Saquon to keep him. I mean, man, yeah, there's so much going on now. It's going to be interesting. I look forward to seeing how we do in the bowl game. I think, the plays we've run, the team knows them. So I don't think there's anything new that's going to be there. I think Coach Franklin understands the playbook. He knows it. He knew it inside and out before he hired him.
Now, have we heard if Coach Moorhead is going to coach in the bowl game?
I've heard he's not. I've heard he's not going to be here for the bowl. So yeah, it's he's out.
He's
there.
All in, huh?
He's you have to show that commitment today. You got to go and get going. So hey, I think that's
awesome because we also get to see the next man up attitude,
right?
And to see if whoever takes this place in the bowl game and the tough situation, will they be able to function and
sure
continue on going forward? It might be a in-house position fill.
It could be. Even if it's a temporary, you just don't know. And you could see some things maybe mix up a little bit. I'd love to see the quarterback get under center, run a little more between the tackles. I think Yakov joined us. Yakov, how you doing today?
Hey, fellas, how we doing? Yagovich. hey, we still at it. We still at it, man. We gotta get the next coach, man.
Yeah.
Grizz, I was hoping you had something lined up by now. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, I was thinking about saying I Lovey on the line. Got to get Lovey and get your people together. You know what I mean? Did they fire Lovey? Well, I'm just saying. Well, no. Lovey's not fired. I'm just saying. I know that's your. I'm just saying you got to get your people. We got to get a new coach. Well, I was going to ask Jimmy if he wanted to swap sides of the ball and think, since he knows how to shut everybody down, see if he could find a way to maybe think about jumping on the other side of the ball. Hey, people don't realize that 73 started because I was an offensive player. I didn't play defense in my junior year of high school. Oh, there you go. 73. Yeah. So we got Jimmy in the running, right? I don't love it that much. I'm too much. I'm too hyper. You run out on the field and crack somebody. Like, come on now, hit him in the mouth. What are you doing? Yeah, I was watching my old line get smashed. Say, good job, D. Oh man, that's my offense now. My bad. Wow, defense is just too much ingrained in me now. But I might. Well, no, I'm not saying might, but you see, they talk about Herm Edwards out here in what's name in ASU. I might not be, what I'm saying? I might have to put my name in the hat for the D-line. Why not, Jimmy? Yeah, I mean, I hate to see you. I hate to miss you, though. You'll still have to be able to call in. Yeah, I still call and check in now. Yeah, those long meetings, though, man. I don't know where I'm going. It'd be great to have you back here, buddy. That's why I put Jimmy in. We gonna keep pulling that. We're gonna keep them. We're gonna keep them ties going back to PA. We're gonna keep them ties going back to PA. Right on. Herm out here talking about it. You play to win the game. You play to win. He's trying to bring that back. He hasn't. Now I wanted to see what you guys thought, because when you look at Moorhead's stats on paper, okay, obviously he has some of the best stats in the country right now. He might have the number one stats in the country or up there high. But now, as a fan or as an analyst, do you feel like his value started to go down, and that if he would have stayed another year, he would have lost value? Or do you think this was the right time? Or do you think he could have did better if he stayed another year? Or you think this was the right time for Moorhead? I think this was the right time for him. And the only reason why I say that is because, given the opportunity, like, even though, like I said, when we stop and we talk about, like, I know I'm going to switch gears on you real quick. Like, when we talk about Saquon and stuff, leaving and versus staying, obviously I know the best situation for him is for him to leave. The guy's going to be a top 10 guy, most likely at running back. We already know he's a workout warrior and so on. So he's going to be, he's a humble guy. He's an athletic guy. He's probably one of the best athletes coming out in the draft this year and so on. So, most likely he's a top 5 guy. But given the situation with most teams needing quarterbacks and, receivers in certain positions, I say he's definitely a top 10 guy. I say in this situation, there's really not a lot of jobs that's available. And given the pressure situation, I think that Coach Moorhead going to Mississippi State is a little bit more fitting for him for just the kind of man he is. But then it's also the bar is high, but he's able to. I think he will be able to lift the bar up in terms of his recruiting and so on. I think given the location and certain things, like he doesn't have to compete with Penn State when it comes to recruiting. And so on to a point, I don't think it's ever going to come down to that. But given the jobs that's available, I think Florida's still available. I don't see him going there. I think the pressure and stuff that's there will be high. And I think Tennessee is still available. You know, and I'm not sure what the situation will be there. And I'm sure that there's a couple of other schools that will probably pop up here. Like, I don't see him going in conference and going to Nebraska or something like that. So it's just, like, given the situation, I think Mississippi State is a great program, a program that's recognized, and he'll go have an impact. And obviously, I think he'll do I think he'll have a nice following to come with him, not just necessarily a couple of people from the Penn State staff, but I think he knows a lot of people. And given his history right now and what he's done just over the last couple of years alone at Penn State, I think he's going to have some good assistance and stuff that to help go down there and turn that program around and make that program one of those programs that's, you know, back to the elite like what Penn State is.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Jimmy. I think you're right, spot on with that. The timing is actually in his best interest right now because he's, I don't want to say he's peaked out here, but he's, you know, listen, his stock skyrocketed here at Penn State. And apart from, you know, us going undefeated this year, I mean, to come back again, yeah, you run that risk, you know, and you're right, the timing with these other schools, I think it is the best move for him to make right now for himself and what he's doing. And, you know, again, we can only wish him all the best as long as he doesn't take any recruits, you know. So
I think the writing was on the wall. I think the writing was on the wall for him, just given the opportunity. If a university was going to give him a chance, I think the writing was on the wall for him, the Ohio State game.
Well,
you know,
you're right.
To show, but when he's out there showing, you know, basically, you know, not trying to make it, you know, like Coach Franklin doesn't do his part, and like the other coaches didn't do their part. But I think he showed Ohio State, you know, that he can go against the Urban Meyers and so on. I mean, obviously, it came down to defense and so on and so on. But I think we was in it for the most part in that game.
Right, with Iowa. Look at our Iowa game. You know, coming back to win it like that. Yeah, he had a great season here this year. You know, helping steer the ship. So. For sure. Yeah. And we got to welcome the big dude, Stefan. How are you, buddy?
All right, doing good. I apologize, gentlemen. I was working late and handling the situation with a student. So
wow.
I appreciate your definitely your patience, gentlemen, and go on and continue.
Oh, well,
Hey, big dude.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
Hey, bro. Hey,
Jimmy, I'm just cold.
Hey, we gladly accept your apology, man, but we just want our stuff.
Oh no! Well, it's not there. We're not done yet. Wait till this week's pick.
I'm just teasing.
Listen.
That's all right, man. I'll be glad to give it to you.
Hey, you know, Skip can't be the only one. You know, we got to. Somebody got to give us. You know, we can't always get them from Skip all the time.
No, that's okay, Coach. But you're always up there, so you can tell me what the best sub place is. Because I don't know no good. I don't do Subway no more, and that's a little too heavy for me, man. I think my stomach can handle Subway, man. And when you get over 45 years old, man, your stomach tells you what you can handle.
You only get 6 inches down, big dude, man.
No more $5 footlong, right?
Well, can't say I don't do it, but you know.
Yeah. Hey, well, wait till this week's picks. This week's I think is going to be. I'm going to throw a wrench into it this week with the picks. That's all I can say. And we'll get back to that a little bit later. But what we're talking about, what Jimmy and Yakov and I were talking about, Stefan, was the Coach Moorhead leaving Penn State and heading out to Mississippi, and wanted to hear your thoughts.
And not coaching in the bowl game.
He's not in the bowl game either. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man, it's a difficult one for me, but again, I guess things are different. I think I did hear Jimmy, and I did like your part to understand that when you start to look at exposure and how well people are doing, you know, you do have a short window in order to do all those other things. That's number one. And I think that short window happened, and it could happen last year. He decided to forego things and then help things better. And, you know, hey, you don't want to deny anyone of an opportunity. We don't have people anymore that are lifers necessarily. You know, that model that we saw it's probably the last one we're going to see like that. You know, we have to look at those particular things. I mean, if you had asked me 5 years ago, I would have thought the guy was crazy, not loyal, and all those other types of things. But the way things work, and just hearing what you all talked about, that at some point, you know, you've got to go ahead and see what your worth is. And the way that colleges and universities work and they hire people, they don't waste any time with all the things that are happening. And I don't know that I might have missed this. Gosh, how many coaching changes are pending this year?
Wow.
Just not assistants, but head coaches. So, of course, some of the things that happen with the, you know, the other folks who can't get jobs anymore, who put in places, or you're accused of the smallest things and you can't coach. So it's tough for me to not only get the coaching job that you want, but how many people are in that quote-unquote catbird seat to have those options that Joe Morris had? I mean, he really has it, and I say congratulations to him. And I guess the question is when you have a bowl game. I remember years ago, I can't remember, Jimmy, if you were playing, but I still remember. But yeah, I guess it was before you. Coach Schembeckler had said to basketball, you know what? It was Fab Fun. There was a coach that was the coach of Michigan basketball, and the guy got a new job. They wouldn't let him coach in the Final Four game, and they asked him why not. And Coach Schembeckler said very, very simply, the person who will coach on the way to the championship will be a Michigan man. You know, so that's the question, dude. You know, what can get accomplished in all those times, and what makes sense, and what's going to happen with the psyche of players? I guess it's too complicated these days. I mean, somebody like me in my time might have been okay with that, and see if we can get one more for coach now. That all these things and all these feelings and all these other scenarios. So I think, hey, you move on, you do what you have to do, and you find out if someone can be the successor. I guess from now on until the bowl game and doing this winter thing that you've got going on, and the we'll find out that does our successor come from the inside, or does he have somebody pick that already? And again, I don't know the politics of those things either. This is now way, way above my head the way people do shit.
See, I think it's more something like this. Like, let's say if we was playing for a national championship, I don't think he'll leave us. You know, let's say if we were, had our bowl game and stuff situated and stuff, I don't think he'll leave us and so on. But if you think about, let's say if there was still a couple of games left or something like that in the season for, Mississippi State or so on, I don't think he would leave us or so on. They'll just have the interim coach finish it out. But given that the season is over for them for the most part, I'm not familiar with their record or anything like that to know, what the seniors deserve or so on or whatever. I'm not sure what Mississippi State finished, and I'm not Jacob. I don't have my Alexa on. Well,
they're playing in the bowl game, though. They're playing in the bowl game.
Okay, so Mississippi State is playing in the bowl game?
What you talking about, Syria, or what you talking about?
Is Mississippi State playing in the bowl game?
Yeah, I think they were in the top. They were in the top 25. I think they were ranked. Okay. I think they got up to 16th. I think.
Yeah. So I know that they play solid defense and stuff, and I believe I did see them ranked a couple of times this year and so on. But I think that right now, let's say if they do have a bowl game, this is a chance to see your talent in battle. This is a chance to go out there and see somebody. I mean, obviously, you won't be able to go out there because I don't think he's going to go in there with a whole new coaching staff. So this is a chance to see with your coaches who you want to hire, who you want to, retain and so on, and who you want to get rid of, what works, what's their philosophy and so on, so you can add your own, who's going to work well with you and so on. So I think it's just so many determining factors if they are going to a bowl game that he could still find out in this situation. But then also you'll be able to make your plan of attack for recruiting and so on. You get to see the guys, the players, the talent, who you need, what positions you might want to go after and so on. Even if it comes to because you have to, don't forget, but Penn State is still a respected program. We're still a powerhouse program. And there's talent that's not able to get into Penn State, maybe because of scholarship purposes or so on, that that Coach Moorhead would be able to see, and he's like, hold up, I'm still able in a position right now where I could offer this guy. Penn State wasn't able to get him, and so on, or maybe we got a better player at that position, and so on. But he might be able to go get some of those, PA guys, because he's born and raised in PA. So he might be able to go get a couple of PA guys that would never even have a chance. Maybe they're going to take a lesser D1 school or so on, instead of a bigger name program like Mississippi State. You understand? So he might be able to still, given a chance, seeing what he needs and so on, be able to go out there and grab a couple of those guys that might not have committed yet, or maybe a couple of guys going into their senior year or so on who, Penn State might not have a chance to offer or so on and so on. But then also, I was saying earlier, Big Dude, what did you think about this? With Tommy Stevens, I just read an article earlier this week was saying that, McSorley coming back and how they're good friends and everything else and so on, and that if McSorley comes back, Tommy will only be a starter for 1 year. Or he can actually go to another school with Coach Franklin's blessings, which I believe Coach Franklin would give him his blessings. And because he will be a graduate, that he wouldn't have to sit out. He can go somewhere and not redshirt or anything like that, and not sit out the NCAA rules and so on because he's a graduate. He can just go somewhere and play. What do you think? I don't know what Mississippi State quarterback and stuff situation looked like without Alexa and Yaakov. So, what do you think if Tommy Stevens was to follow along with, Coach Moorhead?
Well, it makes a lot of sense because let me tell you something. I did look and I was walking down the hall, and I'm going to excuse myself in one quick second. But they were 8-3 this year.
Okay.
Mississippi State was 8-3, and they beat LSU 37-7. So they got some firepower.
Oh yeah.
They got some folks in the program. There's a lot of tread on that tire. So bringing somebody in, I think the great part about what Coach Franklin. Well, that's my question to y'all is by using Tommy Stevens the way he did he give his blessing by how he used him? That's my thing. Is that like the NFL? Hey, this is what we got on the market here. Let's take a look at this guy, and I'm going to help you because the guy can run, he can catch, he can throw. And here he is in the last game, getting a lot of action. Or is it just to go keep him? I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. It depends on his commitment to the program. I say either way, he's going to have to reestablish a commitment to the program. I think if he did Morehouse for sure, he would definitely benefit. Nobody could guarantee him that he would start, but I guess he has to ask himself. And my thing is, I'm lost with the way young men have just. I think he'll be. Me personally, Big Dude, I think he'll be a guaranteed start, given that he'll go in already knowing the whole offense if he continue that offense.
Well, that could happen.
Yeah. And then also, given you got to keep in mind that I believe that Coach Moorhead did a lot of stuff, and I believe that given our size and certain things, like not just talent wise, but given like McSorley's size, I think that's why we didn't do a lot of under the gun. I mean,
under center. Yeah, that could be Jimmy. Good point.
So, but given that, Tommy Stevens is 6'5", 6'6", or something like that, he's a bigger guy, so he don't have a problem being under center.
Good. That's interesting point, Jimmy. That would be quite the move for Tim to make. And you have to ask the kid. Hey, you have an opportunity. If do you want to come out here with me to Mississippi? You can start play. You're better odds here than you are at Penn State. A kid, if he's looking to play at the next level, is going to want to weigh all his options.
Yeah. And you know what? They might have already had those conversations.
Hey.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
right.
Hey, I'll tell you this. One of the first tweets that I saw was Tommy Stevens giving Coach Moorhead a hug and wishing him his blessings and so on. Congratulations to a well-deserved coach and so on and so on.
Okay.
Oh, with a picture. Yeah. With a picture.
Oh,
wow.
Hugging, hey.
hey, coach, that's my guy. Celebration. Sideline picture. Hey.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Hey, you know, you just never know.
If that works out, even if it was to work out like that, I couldn't be happy for two guys as well. I mean, just to read the articles and see the kind of talent that that we have and how it's like a true brotherhood. You know, like even when I watch and I see like McSorley and those guys and the different stuff, you know, like those guys like have each other where they following other players. You know, like I got a tweet the other day that was like, "Hey Jimmy, follow this guy from Florida State." I'm like, Florida State. He's a good dude. I'm like, Florida State. He's like, nah, he's a good dude. I'm like, Florida State.
No, I got a buddy down there, Dan Morris. He's a good guy. He used to play. So there's some good guys.
But you know what I'm saying? That's just how the guys are. It's just like, not Jimmy. He's a really good dude. He's a good football player and so on. And I'm still like, Florida State. Like, hold up. Like, it ain't no Penn State, but you know, just to see those guys, they respect the game, they respect each other, and so on. And it's a true brotherhood. It's a football brotherhood, not just about it's bigger than Penn State with those guys as well. And I love that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm following the Florida State guy.
There you go. There you go. That's cool. Hey, let's get a little recap here. You know, I mean, what's there to say? Penn State blew out Maryland last weekend. So I mean,
I didn't even watch the game, man. I was in someone's Alabama home, man. So I had to sit in somebody's house that was Alabama from Bama, and had to endure some cussing and fussing from a very nice guy. I got paid well. I even ate some bear chili. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Well, and hey, big dude, if you had to leave the show early, I understand, man. I understand. And you know what I totally forgot? I totally forgot that Maryland didn't shake the players' hands last year.
That's right. Was that 2 years ago?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's 2 years ago.
And the fans who were carrying on too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
It was away.
With Stefan, what's his name? Yeah. The receiver from Minnesota.
No, that was Maryland.
Yeah.
They were showing
right at Maryland. You talking about when they were at Maryland last time?
No. They show.
That was it. Because he left the game last year, the 38-14 game.
The home game, Penn State was at Maryland. I mean, Penn State was home at Maryland, and the players did not shake their hands before the game started.
Right. Yep.
Literally. Because they were showing it, and I was like, man, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, it's nice to spank them like that, right?
So, literally, because I watched like a little highlight video, and it was saying basically how Penn State's going to always make them pay for them not being class act.
Yeah, they made him pay good this past game.
Oh, yes, they did.
Yeah, that's that. It makes you wonder. Hey, is that coach ready to go away now too? Getting it handed that bad, he got it good. So hey, because I blame a coach for that type of stuff. You can't. Your coach is it all rolls uphill too, as much as it rolls downhill. And if he's got jokers like that carrying on, you lay that stuff out before the season starts, in squad meetings and things, how to conduct yourself on the field. So, I kind of blame I lay that at the feet of the coach. So, if he goes away too, it won't hurt me. It may actually help the program actually. Hey,
he's trying to get people jobs even with all the injuries that they had.
Yeah, but next span up, right? So
it's just a lot of 4 quarterbacks, man. That's what it did. I didn't even know we even had 4. I guess we had. Then when we had Skip, we had 3 quarterbacks, and we had a drill 6 quarterback.
So, hey, he's just been reaping what he's been sowing.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't wish anything bad because, I'm sure most of them are fine young men, but what goes around comes around, and that's, when you're coaching the wrong way, everything else catches up with you and all those other things. You got to be humble. You got to finish the game. The one thing about Joe is, you can tell only a few people knew, for example, but he didn't like Lou Holtz. He could stand Lou Holtz. He didn't like him. But nobody else would know. And we knew better than to tell everybody. You know, his whole thing was, as a man, it wasn't an issue. He just really wasn't up to a challenge, you know, or he would always make a slick comment. Usually slick comments don't bother Joe. Joe's like, hey, man, when we get out there, and then 2 minutes before the game, we're gonna run the 4 horsemen. We're gonna take them, and we're gonna run the 4 horsemen out of the stadium. Rock me, Dipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said Gipper and Rock me. I was like, wow, what are you guys doing? You guys want to Rock me towards Gipper? Wow. Every man the 4 horsemen. They got on that. I was like, yeah, Joe. But that's what you guys do here, huh? You keep that stuff inside.
Yeah.
So,
well, you have some class, you know. There's a right way to do things and a wrong way. So that being said, hey, looking up how we did here, guys. We got some serious picks. So I'm going to start taking a look how we recapped the regular season this year. Of course, the big dude comes in first place here at 79-18. Now we're not done yet, okay? But 79-18. And then Jimmy's in at second place at 77-20. So
oh my Lord, he is.
Hey, big dude, your boy was at last place up until the final week.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Don't get too comfortable.
Well, you wait. Yeah, we're gonna get to the Bulls too, but wait till this week's speech.
I'm comfortable. We talking about playoffs now. Playoffs.
And by the way, we're gonna put a limit tonight. You got to name your pick within 10 seconds. Okay, tonight. Okay, no Alexia.
Okay.
But here's what it is though. Right now, I'm on the hot seat because Alabama took that L, and I picked that.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, I know. I that was quite the game too. Yeah, we can touch on that. But what ended up happening is the way this all played out is Yakov and I actually tied for third. So we're at 74-23. So as far as the range goes, we're all pretty close. Jimmy's within 2, and we're within Yakov and I we're within 5. So we're
within 5.
Yeah, Yakov and I are within 5 of the big dude, and we're within 3 of you. So so this week's
that's 3 games I get to mess up.
Well, wait till you see this week's picks and wait till we get to the Bulls whenever they come out, man. We're gonna
hold up. And Yaakov got a 10-second pick rule. Oh.
We all have a 10-second pick rule. Okay,
hey,
you can run that countdown timer, man. There ain't no time to be looking stuff up on the internet with these picks.
Yeah, look at this. Alexa. Yes, Yaakov. 10 seconds up.
All right. He's asking the question, can you give me a pick before 10 seconds?
Hey, can you make it for 25 seconds? And when you can really go to the other side at 8 o'clock, man, it's like, okay, we're going to go for a station break. I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. Well, we're going to start nicknaming these station break, man.
Hey, you got I got to weigh it out. Sometimes I got to weigh it out. That code response is like a station ID. You guys be trying to push me around, so I got to find my way.
All right, man.
All that find a way is still in third place. Hey, Chris, come on, man. You got a couple wins. You just got there though. Listen, but you know what happened? Listen, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Hey, you could be like as the season goes, I get stronger. Unlike Alabama, I don't take that loss week 12.
Oh,
he was up 18 points.
Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough game. Yeah, we'll touch on that. We'll definitely talk on some of that because we have some of those picks to do.
Too high over there. Hey, I'm a bit high, man. It's candy, not loving.
It's 7:48. Let's start doing the
Well, we have 10 minutes exactly to our station ID break. We got so let's start naming some of these because I got a long list for us this week, guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, we're going Stanford, USC.
Oh,
I'm Stanford.
I'm going to stick with USC. I'm sticking with USC.
Really? Okay.
It's at USC, right, Skip?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say. I didn't.
Who's the second? Is it the second team mentioned? It's usually the
That's gonna be a tough game, boy.
Well, it's USC. I'm guessing it's. It says Stanford versus USC. Yeah, at USC then. Yeah, they're home.
All right, so I'm going to stick with USC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stick with USC on that one.
Really? Okay.
And coach, the coach for Stanford is outstanding. You know, that kid's got to have a big game. The quarterback, Donald or whatever his name is, number 14.
Okay.
Hey, but I still the D line coach at Stanford was my assistant D line coach in Minnesota.
Really?
And I'm still going with USC.
And they beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And the beat
Notre
goes
Dame
on.
don't count. Chip's voice. Notre Dame don't count.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm still picking Stanford in this one. So, Jacoby, what's your pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Stanford.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Hey, I got to make up a game.
All right, now here's an interesting one. Memphis at UCF.
Oh.
Who's on UCF?
Okay, I got to.
I gotta go with UCF.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jacob, what you got?
Oh, come on, you're on the clock, Jaco.
I'm gonna go with UCF.
All right.
Already.
All right. Here we got Akron and Toledo.
Ooh. What's making you pick these games? I'm gonna say Toledo.
Oh, really? Okay.
Hey, hold up. I don't know Akron's record, though. I don't know what they said.
That's okay, man. You got to start knowing some football, man. I picked 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I got Akron. I got Akron in this one.
Give it to him.
Man.
9,
I'm gonna go
8, 7, 6.
All right, I'm gonna go Akron. Oh, hold up. Is it at Toledo?
At Toledo.
I'm going Toledo.
All right. What you got, Cove?
I'm gonna go with Toledo.
All right. All right. I'm typing these in as it's appearing online as we're doing it, guys. We're live. Let's see. North Texas, Florida Atlantic.
Ooh.
I don't know about any.
I'm guessing. I'm gonna say, hey, Skip. I see why you did this, man. Trying to catch up. I see that's
this actually.
He's trying to come in second.
No, I'm I'll tell you why I did it. What I did is I just brought up the games this week on ESPN. That's all I did. I just grabbed this week's games. That's all. So.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Florida Atlantic.
That's what I did.
I'm gonna do the same.
All right. All right, Jacob.
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Oh, you're doing the same? Okay. Then we got UMass at Florida International.
Oh, God. That's all you?
Yeah, at Florida. So.
Is that Florida? I don't know. UMass has played some big D1 teams this year. I'm going to go with UMass.
That's exactly right.
I'm going to play there.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with UMass.
Yeah, I did too. All right. Who else?
Wait, now, Skip.
Yeah.
Skip, did you say North Texas?
No. That was the one before. You already picked that one. All right. We're got UMass at Florida International.
Yeah, I want UMass.
Oh, you want? Okay.
Yeah, give me UMass.
Jimmy,
yeah, I'm gonna go UMass as well.
All right. Now this one here, it could be close, but it's Louisiana Monroe at Florida State.
Oh, I think I'm going to take Florida State. They got to win this.
I know. If Jimmy, if Jimbo wants a job, he better win this one, man.
Yeah, he's definitely done.
I agree there. Florida State.
Yeah, I think we're all in at Florida State. All right. Now,
yeah, but they did definitely slip.
I don't think it's gonna. I think Florida State's gonna win this. I don't know why, man. This has been a bad year for them. Bring that Bobby out of retirement, you know. Bring him in to coach. He'd probably still do it. Okay, then we got. I'll keep an eye on the clock here too. We got TCU versus Oklahoma.
Oh wow! That's
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
You know what, man? I'm gonna take a chance. Guess what, man? I think it's time for that guy.
Baker
Mayfield again. Yeah, I think it's time. I think we're gonna take a L, man. I think TCU is gonna get rid of him, man. I'm sorry. I'm taking TCU.
Okay. Cove, Jimmy?
I got Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oh, man. Well, I'm on the clock.
Yeah, no Jeopardy
Well, you
clock
got
either.
2 seconds left.
Yeah, this is no Jeopardy clock.
If you don't answer, then you get it wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. It's in Texas, right?
Well, it's a playoff game. It's versus Oklahoma, so I'm guessing Oklahoma's home.
I'm gonna go. No, it's a playoff game in Texas, so I'm gonna go with TCU. Wow. I'm gonna go Oklahoma.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I like your thinking there, Big Dude, but I think Oklahoma's going to win it.
Yeah.
Well, like you got to take a chance somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, that's still say Michigan should have won that game last week.
Oh, hey, hey, we got this one here. Georgia Southern at Coastal Carolina.
Oh God. Oh my God. This is what I'm not even going to. Like I said, with my quick pick, I'm going to take Coastal Carolina.
Really? Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Nice campus. I was there once. Saw some baseball. Yeah, I'm actually going. I'm going Georgia Southern myself.
Yeah. All right.
7, 6.
4. Hey, listen, Coastal. No. Hey, you got the time, not me. Hold up. Coastal Carolina.
Hey, you trying to sit on the wins, man. You trying to sit on the wins, man.
Hey, Coastal Carolina just ended a 9-game skid over Iowa.
Oh.
Hey, quit talking to Siri, man.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, it's 7:57, y'all. Come on.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. We're
going to do the ID game up in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a loss, man.
All right, I'm going Coastal Carolina then. Hold on.
Okay.
That's a loss. Yeah, just give a loss.
All right. What do you got? What do you got, Cove?
I want Jimmy to go first.
He already did. He got.
Lord.
He got Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina.
I want Georgia. I want Georgia Southern.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, a couple minutes till ID break here. We'll get a couple more in there. Idaho at Georgia State.
Ooh, I'm going to take the potatoes of Idaho.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm the same on that one.
You know you ain't.
I'm the same on that. I'm with that.
Potatoes. Peel me some potatoes, man. You got to get me the victory, man. Make some vodka out of it.
Oh, there you go. I'm actually picking Georgia State myself. Jacob, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Georgia State.
Okay.
I like that option attack. Yeah. I like it.
I know. Here we got, here's a good one. Louisiana at Appalachian State.
Ooh.
I'm going Appalachian State this one.
I'm going Appalachian State also.
Yeah, I'm going to go Appalachian State. They just beat Georgia State.
This is the subdivision playoff, right?
Yeah.
I go Appalachian State.
Okay, we're all in at that one. All right, that's cool. All right, and we got about 1 minute left here. Let's get one more. Here's a good playoff game here, guys. You should know this one quick. Georgia versus Auburn.
Ooh. I'm going to take.
Now, how does Auburn get 2 home games in a row?
I know.
That's huge.
I know. And I got to ride with Auburn.
That's where I'm with you. I'm on Auburn with you, buddy.
I got to ride that. I got to ride Auburn, man. It's tough.
All right. What do you got, Jimmy? Yakov?
I'm going to go Auburn.
Auburn. And Jimmy?
And listen, I'm gonna go Auburn as well, but I would like to be in rank number 2.
Well, yeah. How about that? How about that? Yeah, I just wonder about the rankings and how this is going to play out with those guys being there. So it's
what's a miss, man? So they got them ranked fourth, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting how this plays out. So,
Okay.
But folks, you're listening
to you got ID break, right?
Yeah, well, we do. You're listening to Lions Live and the Forever Lions Network, folks, and Jacoby Israel, Big Dude, Stephen Davis, Jimmy Kenny. My name's Skip Dry. We'll be right back after these messages.
That'll for the show.
News Talk 970 WBLF Bellefonte State College and all new at 106.3 FM W292 EC Altoona Bellefonte State College WBLF AM and FM. Depend on it.
All right, we're back here. Lions Live, folks, on Only Network built by the players for the fans. We are not a podcast, and this is not pre-recorded. You got the Grizz Jimmy Kennedy. You got Jacoby Israel, the Big Dude Stephen Davis. My name's Skip Robinson here at the Magnum Broadcasting Studios, live here in State College, talking some Penn State football. Doing our picks, folks, to wrap this week up here. We're going to throw a real mix into it. We're picking some other teams, just all the games that are being played this week. So we're winding down out here through that. We just got through picking Georgia and Auburn. Next, we have up Southern Alabama at New Mexico State.
Gee whiz. Why are you picking these games? You obviously think you have a chance to win. This is right.
Hey, we're picking football. Listen,
we got
check it out on ESPN. These are all the games this week. We're just going through the games that are on this week. It's all on ESPN.
All right, I'm going to take New Mexico State, man. I mean, what else? South Alabama, New Mexico State in the first one. I have no idea.
Hey, if you go this week, you get a free shirt in the student section.
I'm going South Alabama.
Hey, Big Dude. Last week, New Mexico State held off Iowa for the win, 17-10.
What?
Yeah.
Don't listen to him.
I'm going for the Little Tide, Southern Alabama.
He just trying to get that win from you, Big Dude. I know. Hardly from you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Skip, man. You starting to pull that. You're gonna start rapping that stuff like MC Cal Seller, man. I mean, like old commercial.
Well, you know what? Yeah. No, here's what we'll do. Because I know this week's kind of thrown off. We've been picking the Big Ten all along, following it. I'm keeping a Big Ten pick, record as well as these others here at the end of the season. Just see how overall we do. We can discount that and you can disclaim it. But I just wanted to see how we all do here, just for this week's picks of what we got out there being played. So, all right. So what do you got, Jimmy?
I'm going with what was it, New Mexico?
New Mexico? Okay.
I'm on New Mexico State because
get a chance to look it up quick?
Yeah, South Alabama's coach just resigned.
Oh, okay. And I win one more for the Gipper. And I already picked them. So now, see, you were looking this stuff up. You're as bad as your coach, man. You're looking this stuff up.
Hey, you had a chance to look it up.
I didn't look. No, listen, honestly, guys, I just put the list out. I did not look at any of these games or teams up at all. So
yeah, okay,
I'm fresh for this. I'm fresh for this. All right, good Lord is my witness, man. I did not look up any of these teams or research any before this. So
you ain't got to get deep like that, man. You're trying to bring the Lord into it, man.
I'm telling you, be my witness, man. I'm telling you. That's why I picked South Alabama. You guys don't know what I do. It's
you're down south. Listen, you're down south guy. Like I told you, when I met you, I thought you were from down south. Now it makes sense. Let me pick you ladies in the south. Let me see the one.
Okay, just because I got a house down in Georgia doesn't mean that I'm a Southern boy. Okay, I was born, bred, raised here in Center County, Pennsylvania. It's all good.
Yeah, but you don't have that Center County flair. You have that y'all way about you. You know what I mean?
Really? I got a y'all way about me. Okay. I thought maybe you called.
It's good.
Well, I thought maybe you'd think I'm a Yinzer, not a y'all.
No. You're not a Yinzer, man.
Yeah, I'm not a Yinzer. Okay. That's Western PA.
No, I never heard you use it once.
No, I never have. No, it's not. And I call it soda, even though out West PA they call it pop. So, I'm a soda dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of a mix of it all.
Just don't get down the center. Just don't get skipped.
Let me ask you this, though, Skip.
What's that? What you got, you Cove?
I wanted to ask you this, though, Skip, because we're talking about the area. Would you ever think you would like to be outside of Central PA?
No, I'll tell you, man. I'm a blessed man. I'm a blessed man to be right here. I couldn't think of a better place to live in State College, to be honest with you, Cove.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Skip. I'm with you.
I mean, I'm thankful. I'm blessed, and
That's how I feel.
I love it here.
Y'all sound like third place negotiation discussion. So we can I think the next one is Troy versus.
What's up, Chris? Chris, I only left Central PA for 3 years. For 3 years, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've been in Central.
They about to hire you. They about to hire you in Illinois when they fire up.
Central PA, man. You know, I'm a Central PA now. You know. So.
Yeah, it's no place like home. No place like home, man. No place like home, man. So who you picking?
Well, we have to talk. Yeah, Carter, you have to. Maybe you can have me. I was more over the home out there. That's a whole other story. You know, the whole other show.
And what, the State College?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I got a couple up for auction, guys. You had to check out my website, trueblueauctions.com. Got a few out there going. So
good one.
I think we will, but I think we better get the football before we get the show.
That's right. Okay. Hey, so you Cove, tell us what's your pick? South Alabama or New Mexico?
Oh, you didn't pick yet? This guy.
Yeah, I got New Mexico. I'm going to Grizz. Yeah, I'm going to Grizz.
New Mexico. See, and that shows I didn't look any of these up because I went with South Alabama. All right, then we got Troy at Arkansas State.
They a big dude. Yeah. The last two, right? Troy, listen, Troy swamped Texas State.
Oh, don't read it. Oh, come on, man. You were supposed to go fresh off the top.
Arkansas State outscored a Warhead.
Big dude, he's trying to get the win from you.
67-50 for Arkansas State.
He may be.
Troy put up 62 points.
So what's your pick? What's your pick, Jimmy?
I'm going Troy.
Oh. Okay.
He's trying to do the Bugs Bunny. He's trying to do Bugs Bunny. Remember Bugs Bunny?
That's that why.
Yeah, he's trying to do the Bugs Bunny to me. You know, Bugs Bunny made you say something opposite. That's what Jimmy's trying to do. Yeah, I don't think Troy.
Listen, here's what I'm saying.
I picked Troy too.
I'm saying in Troy's last game, they played. Listen, in Troy's last game versus Texas State, they put up 62 points. They beat them 62-9. So their defense only gave up 9 points. Arkansas State, basically it was 67-50. So I'm saying Arkansas State don't have no defense. I'm just saying.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Well, Grizz, who you got then?
I already said Troy.
Yeah, he picked
Troy.
He
did say Troy, and I said Troy.
Yeah, I'm
gonna go with Troy.
Okay. Oh, come on. Come on, man. All right. Fresno State at Boise. I'm going Boise. I'm not wasting no time.
I'm going to go Boise, especially if it's at the blue field.
It is.
Boise.
Yeah, it's on the
There's nothing like that blue field. I don't know, Jimmy, did you ever play on that? That field was weird, man.
Yeah, they're on the Smurf turf.
Yeah.
I'm going Boise.
Boise.
Yeah, I mean, how can you beat it? It's had a marriage proposal and everything.
Oh, man. I remember that.
And didn't they play already?
You know something? I don't. That's the point of the night.
No.
It said Fresno State beat number 25 Boise.
Oh man, I was looking on ESPN.
We can't pick on that one.
No, wait, no. It's right here, December 2nd. It's on ESPN.
Okay, well, I'm still picking Boise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got too. Yeah, I'm looking right at the ESPN. Who was Saturday?
Yeah. So, I haven't heard Boise's name. That was one of those names they thought was going to be one of those their top 5 conferences. They had I guess Boise State has had their run, huh?
Oh, I think so.
Hey, listen. What I'm telling y'all is the last game that they just played each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just played the 25th.
Okay, come on, y'all. If it's that heavy, we'll just skip that one.
It's 7:45 kickoff. It's right here on ESPN.com.
Hey,
okay.
Week 14.
Listen. What I'm saying is they playing back to back, the same team.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Conference championship? Yeah, they just played on the 25th. And Fresno State beat Boise 28-17 in a title preview. So now this is a title game.
And the question is, they win 2 weeks. I mean, what's it like, Jimmy, playing a team 2 weeks in a row, man?
Wow.
Or 3 weeks, or 3 out of the last 4 weeks, man. I want to stick with Boise, man. I think Boise got the JU ice, man. We'll give it to them.
Yeah, I'm sticking with that, too. Even though he's looking it up. Hey, we got Yakov. You're in a Boise?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, we're all Boise.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go Boise then.
Okay. All right, here we go. Miami Clemson. I got Miami on this one.
Yeah. I'm going Clemson.
That's a hard one.
It's not that hard. I love my man Gus on the bus, but I'm going Clemson. Miami hasn't been consistent, man.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm wondering though, if the good ones don't show up. I don't care for the Kings for the game. And because of that, I'm voting against them.
Clemson still defending national champ.
I'm taking Clemson. They're still not the team. They're not even the team that we beat. Come on, man. I mean, they have Michael Irvin, Justin Vernon, Elijah Highsmith. The offensive line is one of the best ever. Nah, man. That's not the Miami I remember. As good as they are, they ain't get this. No. I'm taking Clemson.
Okay. Got Clemson.
Woo!
Yakov?
Yeah, Clemson. We still on Clemson?
Yep.
Yeah, I want Clemson.
Okay. All right. I'm the only one taking the risks out here. I'm picking Miami on that one. All right, I got then the last one.
You set that up, man. Come on, Skip.
No, I said right away I got Miami on that one.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth.
No, he did say Miami.
I did.
I
did.
Matt.
All right, last one we got, and I'll lead us off with a pick on this, and I'm not afraid to pick it right away. I'm picking Wisconsin over Ohio State.
I second that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good game.
I want to say this is Wisconsin's year, man. I don't think they're going to lose the Big Ten 2 years in a row. I think it'll be a great football game that Wisconsin wins.
Wow. Okay. Yakov, you picking Ohio State?
And you know what? I'm going to go with Ohio State.
All right.
Even though, truthfully, I do believe that if anybody will be, it probably will be Wisconsin, but I just don't feel like they're, I don't know, Ohio State just has a type of hunger, I think, it's going to be a great game. You know, I don't know.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Jimmy. They don't got it. Wisconsin's got the heart. They're gonna fight to get it. That's the way I see it.
Oh.
Yeah. Now they won it this year, man. They won it. I think they really want it bad. I think they're gonna do whatever it takes. It's gonna be a great game to watch. It's gonna be a great weekend of football, guys. Literally, what I just went to ESPN.com, picked up week 14. That's how I got the schedule. So, that's what it is. If you want to look ahead of next week, we'll look at it then.
Right. Well, the only question I have is, why do people say if Ohio State wins, they deserve to be in playoffs? How?
Well, yeah.
I don't get that.
And I'll tell you what. Do you want to take another 10 more minutes on this one? That's a good topic, buddy.
How?
I don't get it. Iowa beat them. Iowa destroyed them. I don't get it.
Hey.
And look, Alabama deserves to be there before Ohio State.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what I'm not getting. I'm like, what is this? Doesn't make sense at all.
Nope.
Who does
I'm not adding my 2 cents to that one.
Somebody knows somebody at Ohio State is what's going on there, man. This just doesn't this does not add up. Somebody on that committee or somewhere must be an Ohio State alum or know somebody. Because it just
for them to get to the playoffs last year and get there and get trashed. They got there and got trashed last year.
Yeah. Please.
Right.
It'll happen again this year, man. Man, please.
Well, I know we lost to them, okay, but we did beat Iowa at Iowa last play of the game, but Iowa destroyed them. Okay, I mean, I think that should be enough to bounce them out. That's what I think. That should be enough to bounce them out of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Put Alabama in. Alabama just, they couldn't quite run the table, but they're solid. They've been solid all year. They've been consistent except for one game. So I don't know. It doesn't add up. Doesn't make sense. How can this all shake out here by next week? Are they going to change it? What are you thinking? Or is it set in stone?
I think we got a whole new. I think we're gonna have at least 2 more new teams in there.
They're gonna expand it. You're gonna cut the season short a week. They don't want to do that because look at all the money. It's all about all the TV and the money, man. We know that's what's driving this.
Yeah, I mean, what's the problem? Everybody says there's a problem with 2 teams from the same conference being in the playoffs. Aren't we at a point where that could happen?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Man, a lot's not adding up. You guys want to pick up on that next week after we see who wins?
Why not?
Let's do that.
Cool, man.
Hey, guys, it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. We've all been thankful through a week of Thanksgiving, and it's into that holiday time. Jimmy, I know you have something going on every year for the holidays. Next week, why don't you share what you have in store this year for everybody? And because I know you always have a
I might be on the fence this year. Well, you know what it is? Usually I find families. This year I haven't found a family yet. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, we have a football family. You have a football family here.
That's right, Jimmy. I wear 4XL tall. Dude, could use a great suit. No, I'm kidding. Nah, but I hope you find one, Jimmy. I think it's a blessing to be a blessing to people, and
Amen.
It's definitely a testament to where you came from to make things better for people. It's great to just run into and work with folks that do that, because that's what our lives are for. To make it better for other people. That is a blessing. And, to be thankful and to be in that position to do that is a blessing.
That's right.
Definitely, man. Appreciate that.
Hey, well, let's pick it up again next week, guys. That's been great. Appreciate all of you, and have a good week and weekend here, and we'll catch you all back next week. Folks, you've been listening to Lions Live on the Forever Lions Network. On behalf of the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, the big dude, Stephen Davis, Yakovi Israel. My name's Skip Rivalbus. We're going to sign off, and we hope you all have a great holiday season. We'll catch you all back again next week for some more picks. All right, guys, have a great night. That's a wrap.
All right, be blessed.
Be cool, though.
Yeah.
And we're going to take you right back to our regularly scheduled program. Here we got Diana here live on the WBLF. So thanks again for signing in, folks. Have a great night.
For all of my listeners, you can send this awesome, the best-selling Peace, Love, and Cookies tin. You get the nibblers. Those are the bite-sized cookies. You can brownie bites in there and so much more. 25% off when you enter code Dana. All you have to do is click on the mic in the upper right-hand corner at mrsfields.com. Enter Dana and get 25% off their best-selling Peace, Love, and Cookies tin. All you have to do, again, click on that mic, enter promo code Dana at mrsfields.com to get the perfect holiday gift for 25% off. I know you're like me and you feel the media is working overtime to hide the truth and everyone is looking for someone to blame. Just throw a rock and you'll hit another protest or another pointed finger.